Amber Heard to lose Aquaman 2? I've watched a number of YouTube videos where they're all saying that there's no way she's going to lose Aquaman. So I'd like to just predict right here that she will lose Aquaman 2. I think the thing is going to gain momentum, all the hatred for this crazy person, and she's going to lose her career. You know, when you look at that picture of her bruises, it really, yeah, apparently she put makeup on to make it look like that. And when you think about it, nothing's fat, nothing's swollen. It's just, she just put different colors. She just changed the colors of her face. I mean, compare that to the Rihanna Chris Brown picture where her whole face is fat. She looks pretty pretty for a girl with bruises all over herself. Nothing, really. The nose ain't broken. The lips aren't fat. No fat lip, no nothing. This scandal is the greatest thing. I'm having so much fun with it. I just really enjoy seeing frauds exposed. I really dislike liars, and I love to see them get what they deserve. So this is just wonderful. I've been on Instagram half an hour a day just bashing her with everyone else. It's so much fun. One person joked about how she's going to have to start doing porn because that's all that's going to be left when her career's over. And then I joked about how in 10 years she's going to be on Celebrity Boxing with Tonya Harding. I listened to the audio thing, and it's just hilarious how she's the one that raises her voice. She constantly interrupts, and she calls him names, and he does none of those things. At every point during that audio thing, she dominates him. She never at any point sounds like she's afraid of him, which is usually what would happen if he was the abuser. She would be afraid to talk. It's more like he's afraid to talk. Now, I think of her the same I think of all psychopaths. I'm not saying that she's a psychopath, but it's not that she's evil. It's that she's extraordinarily immature, just like psychopaths. She's basically, if you listen to her in that audio thing, she argues the way an 8-year-old would argue. I especially like when she says, I didn't hit you, I punched you. And then she accuses him of using semantics. Oh, that's just semantics. Don't use semantics. But that's exactly semantics. I didn't hit you. I didn't punch you. I hit you. And I was in an abusive relationship once, and the person always said, I'd go, you're angry. Don't get angry. She'd go, I'm not angry. I'm mad. Right? And it wouldn't matter. Anything that I said, she'd go, that's not true, and she'd just use a synonym. Why? Because it allows more arguing. I don't even want to allow you to say anything. If you're going to say that I should turn left, I'll say, no, I'm going to turn right. It's just another way to argue. And I thought it was really funny how she keeps going, you need to fight for me. You need to fight for me. Why don't you just leave? You should be fighting for me. And it's and she won't say what that even means. But basically she's saying, in order for us to stop fighting, you have to fight with me. Right? Because we have to show each other our emotions. So if you really loved me, you'd beat me up. And we'd both throw pots and pans at each other. That's how ridiculous her argument is. And that's how empty. And that's also similar to the ex that I had, where I'd come home from work and the ex would be crying. And she'd be like, oh, we have to talk. And I'd be like, well, what do you want to talk about? We have to talk about how we're going to save our relationship. And I'd say, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in a great mood. I have no problem. I think the relationship's fine. I just had a great day at work. She's, no, it's all falling apart. It's all fine. We have to talk about it. And oh God, so you want to argue for 2 hours about nothing, right? That's essentially what all this shit was. Johnny Depp is sitting there being like, I don't even know what the problem is. I don't think she was a gold digger. I don't think she married him just to steal his money. I think she married him because he had a social status. That's usually why women are attracted to men. And because she wanted to fight. And I dated a 20-year-old when I was 38. I'm 42 now. And what do you expect? You date an attractive girl that's 20 years younger than you. You expect them to behave like adults. And you're only dating them because they're hot. But you also expect them to have wonderful personalities. And I'm sure some of them do have nice personalities, but more often than not, they don't. And more often than not, gorgeous women are crazy. Now, they're not crazy because it's in their DNA. They're crazy because they've always got what they wanted and they never had to grow up. They never had to work for anything. So they're just used to, no matter what they do, it gets tolerated because it's adorable. So the only thing Johnny Depp is to blame for is marrying somebody for their looks and their youth. That's just kind of naive, right? And I was naive when I did the same thing. I mean, when an older man hurts a younger female, whether he breaks her heart, he's just breaking her heart or lying to her, that's despicable. But I don't think Johnny Depp did any of those things. So essentially, he didn't really do anything wrong. I mean, it's your prerogative if you want to date a younger person who's good looking for their looks. It's nobody's business. And it just shows how stupid she is. That she actually waged this kind of war against him. Knowing she knows that he has all this footage, of her, that proves her wrong. She's just incredibly stupid. Also, a very poor upbringing. Somebody who's willing to fight like this in public. If I get in an argument with somebody, I do it in my home or in private, not in public, in front of people. She did it in front of the whole world. That shows a real lack of respect for herself. And you gotta think, maybe part of her wanted this to come out. Maybe part of her enjoys this scandal and the fact that the whole world hates her, because it just means she's going to get more attention, right? I think that she loves negative attention, maybe even more than positive attention, because that's what she's asking him to beat her up in that audio thing, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I can tell. And the abusive ex I had, she used to prevent me from leaving. And it's well, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do? You're preventing me from leaving. So it would have been inevitable for us to get into a physical altercation. Another girl, she left at 3 a.m. She leaves and she leaves crying, and she slams the door so hard it probably woke everybody up on the floor of the apartment that I was building. And I'm I want to follow her. It's 3 a.m. She's drunk. But I can't, because I'll be rewarding her if I chase her down the street. And then she comes back 10 minutes later and she's crying and she's like, "Why didn't you stop me from leaving?" That's not the first person. A lot of girls do that, fucked up girls. They'll go, "Why didn't you stop me from leaving?" When I was all freaking out. It's I can't, because I'm then condoning that behavior. And this is exactly what Amber Heard was doing in this thing. Blaming him for not chasing her. Blaming him for not knocking on her door after she just flipped out and acted all batty and threw pots and pans at him. He's supposed to come. He's supposed to chase her around the room. Please, don't be so angry. Anyways, that's all I got to say. I'm sure something new, another video will come out in a week or a few days, and then I'll comment on that, because I love this stuff. I love it. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, human warnings.